Hello and welcome YouTubers, it's time for another Shadow Priest patch. Yeah, you thought I was going to say gameplay, gotcha. But yeah, anyway, it's time for really just talking about the buffs and nerfs 5.3 in general and for a priest. And I don't like it at all. It's horrible what they've done. To start with, we'll go over priests, okay? No, sorry, we'll start with, let's have a bit of a change. Let's go over PvP in general. All characters now have a baseline of 65% resilience. What they're trying to do now is pretty much Blizzard want us all to stack PvP power and our main stat, which is for a priest, intellect, of course. But I'm not 100% sure, because is that not like saying, oh yeah, let's come against a heroic raiding guild that are all item level 5-3 whatever it is, like it's 5-3-6 or something, and they're all fully geared and coming against people that haven't, and they've got 65% resi. They've got the same resi as us. They need to do something big about PvP power to make it be able to be more overpowering than being a hardcore raider, because that'd be pretty stupid otherwise, because PvP is just out the window. Another one, battle fatigue now reduces the amount of healing and absorbs by 45%, up from 30. I'm not sure what that is. I've never even heard of that in my life till now. So if you do know what that is, please message me, because I'm not 100% sure on what that is. PvP power bonus to healing is now based on your class and spec. Healing specs receive 100% bonus to healing from PvP power. That's quite nice to have, actually. But it's that's going to be OP. Really is. Healer's going to be insanely good by stacking PvP power now. They're going to do insane. Damage specs for druids, monks, palas, priests and shamis receive a 70% bonus to healing from PvP power. So they have 30% less than what actual healers will. So off healing's going to be pretty nice again as well. Another one, all other specs and classes, for example, warlocks, mages, rogues, tanks. Get me how this works. Tanks receive a 40% bonus to healing from PvP power. Yeah, they're just going to sit there and spam heal themselves up. That's pretty stupid, especially monks. I wonder if monks are going to be a really good tank healer now. Who knows? They might be. You never know. Next is PvP items. Season 13 Tyrannical Gear had their item levels increased to 496, up from 493. So we get an extra 3 item level. That's kind of good, because let's be honest, let's look. Upgraded item level 491, season 12. 493. 2 item level difference. Really? What's the point? But yeah, anyway, that's kind of better. But the weapons, shields, offhands items remain at item level 498. Season 13 Elite Gear had their item levels decreased to 496. Says, what's the point in that? So you're telling me Season 13 Tyrannical Gear has the item level of 496, and Season 13 Tyrannical Elite Gear has item level 496? It's going to be the same stats. What's the point in having Elite Gear? It was 512 item level, and now it's 496. That's pathetic. There's no point in even having them, is there? Let's be honest. What's the point in having it? There's no point in having Elite Gear anymore. They're taking it from having, you've got to have a 2.2k to get Elite Gear. That was good. Now what they've done, they've gave it to anyone that gets 27,000 conquest. And now also it's decreased to 496. You might as well just have normal gear. It's pathetic. I hate Blizzard. I hate you so much at the moment. I can't believe you've done this. What's the point in having Tyrannical Gear the same as Tyrannical Elite Gear? What's the point in putting Elite at the end? It proves nothing now. It doesn't prove you've got 2.2k. It doesn't even prove that you've worked to get it, because it's going to be, everyone's like, is he using Elite Gear or is that just normal gear? Because he's got the same health as me. Oh dear. Rant over. Resilience has been removed from most PvP gear. most, not all. But what they're doing is they're taking away everything, all resilience from gear as much as they can. But they're still leaving resilience gems and enchants you can get hold of. So this means that even though you got a baseline of 65% resi, tanks can still stack resi gems, so they have a bit of a higher resi than the rest of us. I'm going to be going for about 67% resi, I believe. I'm thinking, because priests are still squishy, honestly. It's stupid what they've done to us as well. When you listen to what they've done to a priest, you're going to cry. But yeah, that's what's happening with that. I'm going to be going for 67% resi, rest PvP power, intellect, etc. See what I can get. The 4-piece PvP set for season 12 and 13 armor sets that have granted. Oh, I'm so tired. That have granted 1,000 resilience now grants 1,000 PvP power instead. So, for example, there, look. Grants 500 PvP power, increases resilience by 1,000. Now that's going to be increased PvP power by 1,000. So they just want you to go PvP power. That's all they want. It's pretty stupid. What's the point in having resi anymore? PvP power will remain on all gear. So PvP power will be on all PvP gear still. That won't get removed like resi. Tyrannical weapons no longer have a conquest earned pre-requirement to the purchase. So that means before, when you needed 7,250 at the start of the season to get the new weapons, you don't no more. You can get them first. You can get 3,000. You can get your 3,500 and get your weapon straight away. I don't mind that. That's not too bad, I guess. But I will miss having it before everyone else, because I had this after 2 weeks. I think it was. No, it was 3 weeks. Sorry, I got the cap after 3 weeks. And I had the weapon, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, his damage is insane, he's got the tyrannical weapon." And everyone else was still stuck on their normal weapon for another week or two. It was so much better because of the increased cap I had. Because I had 3k cap a week, so I had it over after 3 weeks, and everyone else had to wait another week or so extra. Right, the weapon enchants for 2.2k. This is what I ranted about at the start of 5.2. What was the point in bringing out a weapon enchant that reduces the disarm effect by 500% and that 550%, and that's it? Because how does that help a spellcaster? I get disarmed. Oh no! I'm gonna hit you with my fist now. Yes. But no. What they've done now is the original one they brought out is the increase. It's now grants 600 PvP power instead of 400, and still grants 200 resilience. But now they've brought out a new one, 2 new ones actually. Bloody Dancing Steel. It's the same as Dancing Steel, gives everything the same as Dancing Steel does, but it also gives the same as what the Glorious Tyrannical Weapon enchant does. So it will give 600 power, 200 resi as well. And it will also give an effect, but I'm not sure on what that effect will be. That'll probably be a disarm as well. And the new one is Spirit of Conquest. It's the same as Jade Spirit pretty much. You need 2.2k again for this, and you need it for the Bloody Dancing Steel. But instead it gives you everything that Jade Spirit gives you, and it gives you 600 PvP power, 200 resi, and it also, I'm hoping, it'll give you an effect, but I'm not sure what the effect is. I think it might be either a reduced fear by 50% or a reduced silence by 50%. I believe it's probably more likely going to be a silence, if anything. But if it's not, if it's a disarm, Blizzard, you're retarded. You really are if you give us a disarm. What's the point? It does nothing. Last but not least, in general, is Tyrannical Gladiator's Tabard and a Tyrannical Gladiator's Cloak. These are available as a new prestige item at 2.5k rating of RBG or Arena for 1,000 conquest points each. So you get a new tabard that's obviously a novelty item. I'm guessing it's got to look pretty hot for 2.5k. And a gladiator's cloak, a great cloak. I'm not 100% sure about that. If that's going to be like high item level, it's going to be a novelty item. Where it's like maybe item level 1 and it just looks cool that you can transmog it into. Who knows? there's a new item they're bringing out as well on the legendary quest. Item level 600 cloak. I think that's going to be a bit of a best in slot even at PvE. Because what I know is it gives 2,000 something stamina, 1,800 I believe intellect, and 900 and something of each stat that you have. I think it's crit and haste or crit and mastery. And that's going to be really nice to have. And you get a socket, you get a red socket, which you can always put a gem in. For example, I have the red gems, which are intellect and PvP power or intellect and resi. There you go. Straight away, boom, there's a bit more resi onto a item level 600 cloak, which is going to be really nice to have. So I'm going to be working up to get that, to see if I can work it out properly. Next is what they've just done to normal BGs. It's pretty stupid. They've done what they've done to challenge modes. There's an item level cap at 496. That's why they've done that to Tyrannical Elite gear and Tyrannical normal gear. It's an item level 496. Anyone that's got a higher item level weapon or anything. So even weapons are going to be decreased. If you've got a weapon at 498 for PvP, it's going to be 496 in BGs. It's going to get reduced. It's pretty stupid. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to be nice to the people that can't get gear. Don't get me wrong, I like that when I'm on an ult, because I'm sick of getting smashed. I really am. I get sick of being just completely tunnelled by players because my gear is so terrible. It still happen, but it's just reduced the cap to 496 instead. I don't make sense of it when I'm on my priest though. I'll be annoyed about it because I'll be missing out on some good stats, which is pretty stupid. It's just to stop PvEers coming in and thinking the best with their heroic raiding gear and just trashing everything. It's just to stop that pretty much. Next, it's time to go over the priest. Right, with priests, Powered Fortitude had its mana cost reduced to 1%, down from 4.4. So it's at 13.2k mana, so it'd be around about a 2.4k mana cost. I think Powered Fortitude will be 2.4k, I believe, if I'm correct in my maths. It'd be about 2.4k. Mass Dispel no longer dispels magic effects that are normally undispellable, and the cast time has been increased to 0.5 seconds, down from 1.5 seconds for Disc and Holy. So they're telling me, Shadow Priests, yeah, you can't dispel bubbles or ice blocks. Any priest cannot dispel bubble or ice block or anything like that anymore. That's shit. But what they've done is as well, Shadow Priests don't get the reduced cooldown, reduced cast time. So our cast time is still 1.5 seconds unless you use the glyph of Master Spell. Glyph of Master Spell reduces the cooldown of it by 1 second, which I love. Because every time I go running in, I'm like, the last, Liam, Master Spell. Oops. They go, Master Spell. Boom. Done. Straight away. But they've also done something else. Glyph of Master Spell now doesn't reduce the cast time by 1 second. Glyph of Master Spell has been redesigned to Master Spell magic effects that are normally undispellable. So, actually, this was worked out okay. What they've done is, they've got rid of that priest can cast it with a 0.4 second cast time. So they've done it where you can dispel the bubbles and ice blocks. I bet I had you go in there as well, didn't I? I bet you're like, what? Blizzard, you suck! I bet you're like that, just thinking like, how can they do that to our Master Spell? Well, they have, but they haven't. If you glyph into Master Spell from now on, you can dispel bubble and ice blocks still. That's what they've done. You have to have the glyph to do so. That I believe that's what they're going to be doing. But yeah, we've still got a 1.5 second cast time. Unpopular, I got a text. But yeah, it's going to be a 1.5 cast time in total for it. Another thing they've done, Void Shift. We all know this was coming from day one. Void Shift decreased. The cooldown of Void Shift has been decreased to 5 minutes, down from 6 for Disc and Holy Priests. For Shadow Priests, the cooldown has been increased to 10 minutes, up from 6. And there's another thing. Shadow Priests can no longer use, while in arenas or rated battlegrounds, we cannot use Void Shift. And I know for a fact, Void Shift has saved my team's life many times. The amount of times it saved it in a 5s arena or even just in an RBG. I remember saving the tank yesterday. We're doing some RBGs. He had a mage and a rogue on him, sat in the base. He ran straight through the tunnel. I gripped him back, Void Shifted, boom, and he was off. Perfect. Worked a treat. And now we can't do it. So if anyone would start screaming it going, Void Shift, Shadow, Void Shift, I'd be like, fuck off, Blizzard have banned it. But yeah, that's what they've done to us. So we no longer have Void Shift as a Shadow Priest. Unless you're a Raider. Then you can still have it, but that's stupid. Glyph of Smite no longer causes the additional 20% damage dealt by Smite to transfer into Atonement. This one is a new one that's just come out because it's in red, so I'm not 100% sure yet. Atonement now heals nearby friendly targets for 90% of the damage dealt. This has been reduced by 10%, nerfed by 10% even, as it was 100% before. But now that 10% is going to be a lot, so you can't use Atonement anymore pretty much. Well, you can use it, of course, it just has 10% less damage. Less healing, to be fair. Borrowed time now reduces the cast or channel time of your next pre-spell even, sorry, by 15% after casting Power Word Shield. This used to be increases your spell haste by 15%, so it would increase your spell cast time, but not as much. Now it reduces the cast time by 15% anyway, so it works out better. You will cast faster. Penance, because how much damage it does, it's been reduced. The damage done by Penance is reduced by 10%, but the damage dealt, the healing done by Penance has been increased by 10% again. So that's not going to be too bad. Two last things. Holy Divine Hymn now targets 12 raid members up from 5 members. This is only usable in a 25-man raid instance. Vampiric Embrace now has a healing cap of 15 raid members, up from 6 members, when used in a 25-man raid instance. So, pretty much they're just for raiding. Oh, what's this guy? Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? He's got a minute to berserk. Ooh, nah. This rogue sucks. But anyway, as I was saying, that's the end of the patch notes pretty much, guys. If you do have any more questions, please feel free to contact me. I'm always here ready to help you guys. I'm always here. I've had quite a few people add me on battle.net lately and asked if they can play with me in RBGs, BGs, everything like that. And I've been happy to, pretty much. It's quite good to do that. Yeah, Rogue died. It's been quite nice to actually play with some people. I might, if you do play with me, you probably will end up on YouTube, because I do record a lot of my games that I do, no matter what it is. But if you do not want it on YouTube, for example, I don't mind not uploading it. If you don't feel like you've done well or something, I don't mind not uploading it for you. But so yeah, if you want to contact me in any way, ask any questions, feel free to inbox me on YouTube. I've got my Facebook account that's on my channel. I've also got my battle.net, which is also on my channel, as you'll be able to see. If not, even email me. You've got my email, that's on my channel as well, of course. But yeah, please keep watching, keep subscribing. We're nearly at 300 subscribers, guys. We can do it. Let's do it. Any changes done to 5.3 Shadow Priest or in general on PvP, I will immediately change this video so you can see any new updates that have been used. But anyway, guys, I'll catch you later. Have a good day. I know it's sunny outside for me, so I'm going to be having a good day anyway. But yeah, have a good day, guys, and I'll catch you guys later.